Welcome back to Agro Aqua Talk, where we're diving deep into the world of sustainable agriculture. Today, we're taking a practical turn and focusing on the nuts and bolts of agroforestry, planning and establishment. If you've been inspired by our previous discussions on the types of agroforestry, this episode is for you. So, you're ready to integrate trees, shrubs, and crops on your land. Fantastic. But where do you start? The first step is a thorough site assessment. Before you plant a single tree, you need to understand your land. This means looking at soil analysis. What's the pH, texture, and the nutrient content? Get a soil test. Climate data. What are the average temperatures, rainfall patterns, and frost dates? This will influence species selection. Topography. Is your land flat, sloped, or uneven? This affects water flow and erosion. Existing vegetation. What's already growing there? Are there any native plants or invasive species? Understanding your site is crucial. It's like reading the land's story. It tells you what's possible. These factors will guide your planning and ensure your agroforestry system thrives. Once you know your site, you need to define your goals and design your system. Ask yourself, what are your objectives? Do you want to go into food production, timber, or improve soil? Or maybe just provide wildlife habitat? What type of agroforestry system suits your needs? Alley cropping, silvopasture, or forest gardening? How will you arrange the trees, shrubs, and crops? What's going to be your spacing? What type of patterns do you want? And how will you integrate that? What resources will you need? Labor? What type of equipment? Also, what type of materials are you going to use to create your oasis? Start small. Don't try to implement everything at once. Begin with a pilot project and expand from there. For example, a 50 by 50 foot area, and then grow from there. Mapping out your design on paper or using digital tools can be helpful. Now let's talk about species selection. Choosing the right species is crucial for success. Consider these. Compatibility. Will the species grow well together? Can you integrate your plan with other species and vegetables, timber, etc.? Ecological roles. Do they provide shade, fix nitrogen, or attract pollinators? Economic value. Can they produce food, timber, or other marketable products? Native species. Are they adapted to the local climate and soil? Think about the long term. Trees take time to grow, so choose species that will benefit you for years to come. Don't forget about the understory. Shrubs and herbaceous plants can play vital roles. With your plan in place, it's time to prepare for planting. Now in this section, we're going to talk about nursery establishment and planting. You can either purchase seedlings or grow your own. Nursery establishment, if growing your own, ensures proper seed selection, soil preparation, and watering. Site preparation. Clear any unwanted vegetation, prepare the soil, and mark planting locations. Planting techniques. Follow proper planting depth, spacing, and watering guidelines. Proper spacing is incredibly important. Don't overcrowd your trees. Early management is essential for seedling survival. Finally, let's discuss long-term management. In this section, management and maintenance, agroforestry systems require ongoing care. Watering and irrigation, especially during establishment phases. Weeding and mulching to reduce competition and retain moisture. Pruning and thinning to promote healthy growth and timber production. Pest and disease control using integrated pest management strategies. Harvesting and rotation. Planning for sustainable harvesting and crop rotations is very important. Agroforestry is a dynamic system. You'll need to adapt your management practices as your system evolves. All right, folks. Let's just talk about monoculture for a second, because I know this sounds like a lot of work to start your agroforestry program. But seriously, we're still doing this after everything we've learned. We're still planting endless fields of a single crop, stripping the land bare and calling it efficient. Efficient. That's what they say. Efficient at what? Draining the soil of its life, creating massive dead zones, requiring insane amounts of chemical fertilizers and pesticides just to keep the whole thing from collapsing. Tell me, where's the efficiency in that? Meanwhile, we're over here in the real world talking about site assessments. We're talking about understanding the land. We're digging into the soil analysis, looking at climate data, considering topography. We're not just bulldozing everything and planting the same damn thing over and over. We're choosing species that work together. We're building ecosystems. We're thinking about the long term, about soil health, about biodiversity. We're not just chasing a quick buck. We're building a sustainable future. And what about water? Monocultures guzzle water like there's no tomorrow. They leave the soil bare and exposed, leading to erosion and runoff. Agroforestry? We're talking about water retention, about creating shade, about building resilience. And don't even get me started on biodiversity. Monocultures are deserts, dead zones for anything that isn't the single crop they're growing. Agroforestry, it's a symphony of life. Birds, insects, beneficial fungi, all working together, creating a thriving ecosystem. So yeah, I'm ranting because this isn't just about farming. It's about our planet. It's about our future. It's about choosing life over short-term profits. It's about choosing agroforestry. Okay, I'm done. Let's get back to the practical side of things. And that's a wrap on agroforestry planning and establishment. Remember, every site is unique, so adapt these guidelines to your specific needs. Join us next time as we explore the vital role of agroforestry in building climate resilience. Until then, keep your hands in the dirt.